You know, people are saying this is Lupe's most accessible record yet. Well, I can't disagree. It's really just a testament to his writing capabilities that I'm still trying to dissect his lyrics still. And he basically freestyled it in like 3 days. Gee whiz. And certainly this is his best record in a while. Probably since Tetsuo and Youth in 2015, and it is well deserved. To put it lightly, Lupe has been through the record label ringer. Like, in terms of industry bullshit, I think this man's just about dealt with it all. And this album does go into detail about his label experiences in pockets, like on the hyper-conceptual Miss Mural, one of my favourite tracks on here by a country mile. Beat-wise, there are some ringing keys, a really dusty boom-bap loop, flexible bass line, some speedy sax runs, and the storytelling here is immense. Lupe's ability to so succinctly pin down elements of an artist's experience is uncanny. The struggle that artists face between the business side of things and the creative side of things, and the oftentimes parasocial relationships that artists find themselves in with their patrons. Essentially, this song is Lupe using this extended metaphor of a mural painter and a patron to parallel his own experiences with his old record label, Atlantic. And this discussion with the patron eventually ends in the painter setting the patron and his old discarded work on fire. This song coasts out beautifully with added grand pianos and really patient bass. It's just so relaxing. After hearing this story be told, it's really nice to have this bed of instrumentation just kind of playing away, just like to sort of help bring down the the intensity of the song. And this album is not short on amazing lyrical moments like the song Precious Things, some bouncy trap drums and ghostly piano loops, some really pillowy synth plucks too in the back end. It's all a very atmospheric atmosphere. A haunting performance on the chorus by eeaw. Just a beautiful piece of conscious hip hop, and the theme of this track is hands being something precious to look after, not just being a body part, but a living thing. If they aren't harnessed properly, they can become corrupted or destructive. KIOSK sees Lupe attempting this this kind of Sinatra-esque vocal jazz performance. In the middle of the mall. Some really meditative keys. The effects come off the vocals when some percussion comes through, sort of like halfway through the cut. A real clarity washes over the song. I suppose this is a kind of witty dissection of vices like temptation. And also he touches on the double standards that come with having a different ethnicity or sexual preference. I believe the KIOSK is meant to double as an analogy for the lure of materialistic pursuits or cult-like practices that promise the world and yet deliver so little in the way of actual good. AUTOBOTO is the biggest banger on this record. Wavy trap beat with some really milky bass grooves, sparkly keys, and a slightly sour guitar loop, effortless beat change in the final minute where everything just slows down a bit for NAOMI to croon the hook really gently. Lyrically, this song is basically like just a Transformers analogy parallel. Lupe essentially highlighting his ability to contort from one role to another. He can play the street dude, he can play the thinking, cerebral rapper who's above it all. And he uses his old alter ego, Carrera Lou, on this track to sort of make that separation. I'm Carrera, ever. The title track on this record, Drill Music in Zion. Fluttering saxophones linger behind a lumbering beat. Feels like it's all being broadcasted through like an old boombox or tape recorder. Lupe's singing on this track makes me think of, I don't know, Thundercat for some reason. I don't know why. Might be just the kooky inflections on his voice. That could be it. Maybe George Clinton. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of. It is a lovely track, and thematically is really the driving pulse of this record's ethos, I suppose. Describes the ways in which both capitalistic forces and political forces, scientific forces, have imposed themselves on black and brown communities. And it uses Zion, the last surviving city from the Matrix movie, to sort of symbolize his hometown, Chicago. And it kind of relates back to the opening cut on this track, The Lion's Dean, which is a spoken word piece delivered by Aisha. She's a regular collaborator on Lupe Records, where she talks about this once thriving place has now been turned into a concrete jungle. Playgrounds have been turned into graveyards. It's this ever-developing violence that is sort of causing this negative transformation. I think this record is almost all about sort of trying to enlighten, trying to educate those who live underground in Zion. On Phonem, the final track on this record, we get some really aquatic synth lines and a plodding breakbeat that really just makes up like the backbone to this track. The opening verse on this song simply just being, rappers die too much. That's it. That's the verse. Might be the best verse all year. And the space between that verse and the chorus is just instrumental. That's just the rest of the verse. It's just that moment of silent reflection. I think it's smart. I like it. It's cutting. It's, again, very pointed. It's just no frills. This is the truth. No gimmicks, no lyrical flashiness. It's just, this is the truth. This needs to be addressed. And the rest of the song lyrically seems to be Lupe sort of not wanting to believe that what he's saying happened to his culture is actually real. Hence the title of the track, On Phonem, which is meant to be sort of a play on the Chicago slang term, on Phonem. Amazing closer to the record. This is a really awesome album. Really well produced, really succinctly written, which I love, but he's still kind of got that lyrical acrobatic thing going on. He's still very metaphorical. There's a lot of double entendres. There's a lot of smart turns of phrase. It just hits. It bangs. It bangs in the soul. And for that reason, I'm going to give this album an 8.5 out of 10. Extra, extra, get your Lupe Fiasco, drill music in Zion. That's what this album was lacking. Harmonica. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I hope you like it, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope that you stick around for more videos, because there's going to be more videos coming down the pipeline very soon. And don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. Okie dokie. Time to go and relax. Time to edit this. By the time you're watching this, it will have been edited. Mwah.